You first learned how not to be a victim a long time ago. You were told that predators look for weak girls, unaware girls, girls who would be easy to overpower, nice girls who wouldn't say no. You were told not to walk down dark alleys. You were told to carry your keys with the sharp ends poking through your knuckles to be used as a weapon if a stranger sneaks up behind you. You were told not to wear short skirts. You were told not to date men who give you black eyes. You know what not to do. And you're strong, you're brave, you're independent, you're smart. You grew up in the era of self-esteem, shoulder pads, and girl power. You try new things, you look people in the eye, you talk to strangers because there is supposed to be nothing in this world that could hurt you without your consent. And by the time you realize you've been targeted, admitting it almost feels like admitting a fault. And you wonder how you could have been so blind. And you begin to question whether your strength was all an illusion. And you begin to dig deep into every corner of your identity as you watch as the facade of your life burns like a bad dream that you can't wake up from. And maybe, if you just deny it, you can hold on to the belief that you've always been in control, and you're still in control. And this was your bad choices. And you could fix it in the future. And if you blame yourself, if you take responsibility, at least you can hang on to the power you always thought you had. There's no way you can be a victim. You were a woman of confidence. You were a woman of agency. In fact, you're so endowed with power in this era of fourth wave feminism, you're even expected to take responsibility for everyone else's behavior towards you too. You could have said no louder. You could have let him down easier. You could have been more graceful. You could have worn something different. You could have smiled more. You could have smiled less. You could have just gone along with the fantasy that he had in his head. You could have yielded to someone else's story and given up on your own. You've read all of the fairy tales. You've seen all of the movies. You're supposed to be the prize at the end of the long pursuit. You're the trophy. You're the damsel. You're the better half. And you've been lied to. In those stories, you'll only ever be half, in exchange for being the beautiful half. You're also supposed to be the silent half. In exchange for being the smarter half, you're also supposed to be the half that should have known better. You can carry this weight. You've been told to carry it your whole life. And in carrying it, you've built up a numbness for it, like a callus. But the real predators weren't hiding in the shadows. They were the stories that people still tell themselves about what you owe them. The real evils were the ones who felt entitled to you, whether they knew it or not. They're the ones who see you as a commodity, a pet, or a vice. They're the ones who find power in siphoning it from you. They take your mind, your time, your talent, your joy, your sanity, and your body. Until the day you realize that all of the stories you've been told about who you were supposed to be and what you were supposed to do were proxies for keeping that burden on your shoulders. You hate being a victim because those stories turn that word into yet another weapon against you. They turn that word into an identity that says, it's all your fault, and you're powerless to change it. But now you know those stories were wrong. They were the gift wrapping that kept the burden invisible. And the weight of its fall rips off the thick callus that was built around all of the best parts of you. The parts you kept hidden and the parts you kept quiet to keep them from being taken too. And you bleed, but now you don't bear that blood with shame. You wear it like a siren amongst a chorus of millions screaming for change. And you'll rewrite those stories and tell better ones to your children. You'll lace up your boots and you'll get to work. And you'll burn a path like you're not supposed to. And you'll fight like you're not supposed to. And you'll never be silent again.